Hello, hello, welcome to your practice. This is going to be a relatively straightforward vinyasa flow. And I say straightforward because we'll keep the shapes simple, we'll keep the movement simple. And this is in an effort to focus on our breath. And breath is the focus of the month. It's really important to be able to breathe. I think that probably goes without saying, hopefully goes without saying. So when you come to your mat today, noticing things like when you lose track of the breath, when breathing becomes challenging or labored, if it does, can you maybe take a moment for yourself, come to child's pose, set your knees down, take a break, and return to breathing in and out through your nose. I'm going to invite us to have a practice of a little bit longer inhale, a little bit longer exhale. We'll see if we can match the inhale to the exhale, about 5 counts per inhale and exhale. So inhale for 5, exhale for 5. I'll count that out a couple of times, but it's really more important that you find your own rhythm and cadence and worry less about how my count is. My count might be quicker or slower than yours. So just to give you an idea of where I go with that, I'll count it out a few times, but don't get too caught up in keeping up with me per se or going beyond me per se. Okay, so all of that's making sense. In terms of props, you don't really need anything special. Of course, you're always welcome to grab blocks or pillows or blankets or whatever you want to use in your practice. When you come to your mat, we'll take downward facing dog first. And we'll check in with our breath here. So in your downward facing dog, as you lift your hips up and back and you settle into your hands and your feet, relax your head between your biceps. All the things apply here that I always talk about in downward facing dog, like gripping the mat with your fingertips, moving the weight forward into the knuckles. So you're just distributing the weight through the whole hand instead of letting it rest mostly on the wrist. And so just a couple of things to think about there. Pressing the floor away, stay active in your shoulders, and also be active in your feet. So here with me, actually see if you can lift your 10 toes. See if you can lift your 10 toes in your down dog. Can you get your 10 toes off of the mat? And see if you can let your heels be a little bit heavier. So it's like you're shifting the weight backward on the ball mound of the foot. Your heels might touch the mat, mine don't, because I have limited ankle mobility. So you don't have to get your heels to touch the mat, totally fine if they don't. And then just let your toes come back to the mat. Same idea as gripping the mat with your fingertips, a little grip with your toes, and see if you can flex just a little bit deeper into the ankle joint. Okay, so hands are active, feet are active. If you're already getting tired in your down dog, again, feel free to take a knee, come back when you can. If you're staying with me, let's see if we can take a few breaths here, in through the nose, count up to 5. Out through the nose, count to 5. And try that a couple of times. So I'll count a few times. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're still in down dog, shift forward, set your knees on the mat. We're just going to wake up the feet a little bit more. So right foot, top of the right foot into the arch of the left foot, top of the right foot into the arch of the left foot, and then take a seat back. So kind of sit back on your heels. That might be a little bit tender on the sole of the foot. You can always bring some weight forward into the hands. Do your best to sit upright through the spine. Breathe in for 5 counts. Breathe out for 5 counts. One more breath here, in for 5. Out for 5. Shift forward, uncross the feet, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Breathe in for 5 counts. Breathe out for 5 counts. In and out through the nose if you can. One more time, in for 5. Out for 5. Shift forward to the knees, and this time we're going to stack top of the left foot into the arch of the right foot, and then sit back. Sit back to the best of your ability. You don't have to be sitting all the way back on the heels. Again, you can always bring weight forward into the hands. However you're sitting, can you have a nice flat back, nice tall spine? Breathe in for 5 counts. Breathe out 5 counts. One more breath cycle here, in for 5. Out for 5. We're going to move through that exercise one more time with a slight change. Shifting forward, find that downward facing dog. In your down dog, breathing in for 5, breathing out for 5, can you lift your 10 toes, flex a little bit more into the ankles so the heel bones try to get closer to the mat. They don't have to touch. It's okay if they don't. Lifting the 10 toes, flexing through the ankles, pressing the floor away. And then let the toes relax. Shift forward, hands and knees. Now this time, that right ankle is going to stack on top of the left Achilles tendon. So you're above, take a look at my feet. My right shin is stacked on top of my left Achilles tendon. So just above the heel bone. And then I'm sitting back to the best of my ability. Breathe in for 5 counts. Breathe out for 5 counts. In for 5 counts. Breathe out for 5 counts. Coming forward, downward facing dog. In your down dog, can you lift your 10 toes, flex deeply into your ankles, press the floor away with the hands, breathe in 5 counts. Breathe out 5 counts. In and out through the nose. Shift forward, tabletop. And we'll just round out that second side. So the top of the left ankle stacks on top of the right Achilles tendon. You're just above the heel bone. If that doesn't make sense, just look at what I'm doing with my feet. So my left ankle's on top of the right Achilles tendon. Sitting back to the best of your ability. Inhale, grow tall. 5 counts. Exhale, stay here. 5 counts. One more time, inhaling. Exhaling. Shift forward, tabletop. We're going to start to move through our Vinyasa flow. We'll add on some standing shapes. Before we get flowing, breathe in your down dog, 5 counts. Breathe out, 5 counts. One more time here. Return to this breath pattern whenever you get tired. And if that means you're taking a knee, taking tabletop, child's pose, or even if you lose track of your breath or lose track of the flow, you can always return here. All right, let's lift our heel bones, a little bend in those knees. Make your way forward to the top of your mat. When you get to the top of your mat, inhale, lengthen the spine forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root down through the feet, sweep the arms forward, come all the way up to standing. Breathing in, arms reach up and overhead. Breathing out, hands to the heart. Full breath cycle here. Inhale 5 counts. Exhale 5 counts. So Surya Namaskar C, this is with our lunges. We'll step back with the right foot, then we'll step back with the left foot. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Keep your breathing steady and measured. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips to the mat, right foot steps back, right knee to the mat. Press the floor away with that left foot. As you inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. And then exhale, plant the palms. Just simply step back, downward facing dog. Full breath cycle here, in through the nose, 5 counts. Exhale through the nose, 5 counts. Right foot steps forward, low lunge, left knee to the mat. Press the floor away with the right foot. Inhaling, arms sweep up and overhead. Exhaling, hands come down. Left foot steps forward, top of the mat. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root down through your feet, sweep the arms forward, come all the way up to standing, arms reaching overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. Full breath cycle here, in through the nose, out through the nose. Second side, left leg leads. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingertips to the mat, left foot steps back, left knee to the mat. Sweep the arms forward and up, breathing in. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog. Full breath in, 5 counts. Full breath out, 5 counts. Left foot steps forward, low lunge, right knee to the mat. Sweep the arms forward and up, breathe in. Breathing out, fingertips to the top of the mat, right foot steps forward. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press the floor away with the feet, sweep the arms forward, come all the way up to standing, arms reach overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. Breathe in, 5 counts. Breathe out, 5 counts. Adding on to our vinyasa. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to high plank and pause. Can you take a 5 count inhale here in your high plank? Can you lower for a count of exhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way to the mat. Untuck the toes, press the floor away with the tops of the feet, palms of the hands. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, release out of that. Try that 5 count exhale as you release. Tuck the toes, prepare to press back up to your high plank. Press the floor away with a nice tight core and legs. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. 5 count inhale. 5 count exhale. Adding on to our vinyasa, some standing poses. Inhale, right leg lifts up and back. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Spin the back foot flat, warrior two. Take a moment here to adjust your feet in your stance. So the back left knee feels comfortable, not overstretched or over twisted. And the whole left foot is flat. Pinky toe edge of that foot is rooted into the mat. Spreading the arms wide, look over those right fingertips. Nice deep bend in that right knee. Breathe in for 5 counts here. Breathe out for 5 counts. Triangle pose, press that right leg straight. Reach the right arm forward and down towards the shin, floor, or prop. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Stay rooted through your feet. Stay active through your feet. Deep breath in, 5 counts here. Breath out, 5 counts. Rebend into that right knee, right forearm to right thigh. Sweep the left arm down, forward, and then up and overhead, side angle pose. So legs are like warrior two. Top arms reaching up and overhead. Breathe in for 5. Breathe out for 5. Windmilling the hands down to the mat. Step back, high plank. Maybe take that 5 count exhalation to lower through your vinyasa. Maybe it's chaturanga or supported chaturanga. Inhale, you can press up to low cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, you can make your way back to a child's pose or downward facing dog. Whatever you're choosing, find that 5 count inhale and 5 count exhale. Moving on to the second side from downward facing dog. Press the floor away with those hands. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Spin that right foot flat. And then adjust the feet in your warrior two. So pay attention to how this right knee feels. Adjust the toes accordingly. So if you feel it super twisted, your right knee, maybe turn those right toes forward a little bit. Maybe see if it could get more parallel. Play with the direction of the foot is what I'm saying. And then notice how that feels in the knee. Okay, root down through the pinky toe edge of that right foot. Spread your arms wide. Deep bend in that left knee. Look over the left fingertips. Breathe in for 5 counts here. Breathe out for 5 counts. Pressing the left leg straight, triangle pose, reaching forward and down with the left fingertips towards the shin, the mat, or a prop. Right arm reaches high. Breathe in for 5. Breathe out for 5. Extended side angle pose, rebend into that left knee, left forearm to left thigh. Right arm sweep it down, forward, and then rotate that bicep along the upper ear. So you're creating this really long line from right fingertips to right pinky toe. Legs are like in warrior two. Breathe in for 5 counts. Breathe out for 5 counts. And we'll windmill those hands down. Plant the palms at the top of the mat, stepping back to your high plank. You might take a preparatory breath in here and then see if you can lower for that 5 count exhale. You can always use the support of the knees too. Pressing the floor away, find that back bend of your choice, inhaling as you go. And then exhaling, make your way back to either that downward facing dog or child's pose. Come back to your nasal breathing if it's gotten away from you, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. And then try adding on that length. So 5 count inhale, 5 count exhale. From your down dog or your child's pose, we're going to turn over onto our back and move through a few back bends. And then a little bit of twisting to prepare for Shavasana. So setting up for your back bends by planting your feet, knees are bent, plant your feet about hip width distance apart. You can reach down with your hands, palms are flat. So arms alongside the body, fingertips reaching towards the backs of the heels, palms are flat. Press down into your feet, 5 count, inhale through the nose, lift the hips up. Add the arms reaching up and overhead. Slight pause at the top. And then 5 count exhale through your nose to lower everything back to the mat. Let's try that twice more. So you're slowing this down, right? Press the floor away, inhale, 5 counts through your nose, lift the hips, arms reach up and overhead. Add on a slight pause at the top if you can. Exhale, keep it slow, measured. 5 counts to fully exhale and release the body back to that starting position. Arms included in that. Try it one more time on your own. Good, and then hugging, as soon as that pelvis comes back to the mat, hugging the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little rock side to side. Resume breathing in and out through the nose if that's gotten away from you. Come into a twist, both knees off to your left, right arm reaching off to your right, chest open towards the ceiling. As much as you can, that right shoulder blade stays connected to the mat. Feel free to add any props here to support your knees, your torso, your shoulders, the back of the head even. Now, when we're twisting, so legs are twisting off to your left right now, you're compressing a little bit into your left lung. You're compressing your left lung a little bit. Imagine you could really inflate your right lung with all of that breath. So as you breathe in through your nose, visualize that breath filling up your right lung. And then as you breathe out, visualize that right lung emptying of all the air. Add on your counting, 5 count inhale, 5 count exhale if you haven't done so already, and try that 2 more rounds. We'll unwind and come back through center. Reset the pelvis so it's in line with the shoulders. Take a moment here in center to hug the knees into the chest. You can rock side to side here if you want. Just spend some time in something neutral. And then we'll rotate knees off to your right, left arm stretching off to your left. Spend a little bit of time seeing if you can spread the shoulder blades away from the spine. So get broad across the upper back and the chest. Adding any props that you need. Notice how this side feels. As you settle in here, just acknowledging that we're a little bit compressing through that right lung. Can we visualize sending air into that left lung? Even if you don't know what the lung looks like, just imagine all the air going into your left lung. You could even visualize that left rib cage. And then on the exhale, all the breath leaving the body, in particular the left side of the body. Add that 5 counts. Check in. Are you breathing in and out through the nose? 2 more rounds of breath here. And begin to unwind, come back through center. If there's anything you want to take to close out your practice, please feel free to do so now. Happy baby is always kind of nice from this shape. When you're ready for Shavasana, we have 3 minutes for our Shavasana today, so we're going to take that time. If you want to take your legs up the wall, if you want to be in an upright seat for a meditation, you could also do that too. And just be sure shoulders are relaxed away from the ears, that neck is neutral, throat is soft. Maybe the eyes close. If you prefer to keep the eyes open, can you soften the gaze? Let yourself breathe in and out through your nose, nice and steady, nice and slow. You can harness the mind by counting your inhale and your exhale, 5 each, as you settle into Shavasana. Begin to bring your awareness back to this body, back to this breath. Start to add a little bit of movement, fingertips and toes, maybe move the head side to side. Breathing in, reach the arms up and overhead. Give yourself a nice long stretch. Exhaling, rolling off to a side. Pressing your way up to a seat. We'll spend just a few moments breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Maybe the eyes are still closed or the gaze is still soft. As you breathe in for 5 counts, grow tall. As you breathe out for 5 counts, settle into your seat. Relax your hips, your knees, your ankles. Try that twice more. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last round of breath here. If you'd like, you can join me in closing out your practice by bringing the hands together at the heart, bowing the chin into the chest, honoring your practice with reverence and gratitude. May you remember that you will always be okay. May you find a white light that guides you and keeps you safe. May you have hope, help, and happiness along the way. Namaste, yogis. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Please do let me know if you have any feedback, questions, or comments. You can always email me. It's just my name, tessa@tessatovar.com. Otherwise, I hope you come back again soon and take care of yourselves in the meantime.